Okay, for the second part of this, what we want to do is create this angled boss here. So to do that, the first thing we want to do is grab that line. That's going to be our hinge point for our plane. And we'll use the plane command, and we'll pick one of these faces. I'll pick that one. And maybe we'll go, I don't know, we should go 30 degrees off of that, but notice that's going the wrong direction. So we'll go with a -30. And you can see now that that's flipped like it should be flipped off of the vertical axis. So we'll accept that. That creates our plane. So then we'll use that plane, and you can go ahead and click that if you wish to start that sketch plane. Okay, so now we'll go in there and just draw a rectangle. Let's see. Well, yeah, I can draw a rectangle. And I want to make sure it gets attached down here. And just go up here somewhere. Doesn't really matter. I'll go ahead and put some dimensions in. So I want it to come off of this edge out here. That value, I believe, is let's see, we've got a 2.75 minus let's see, 7/8 times 2. 1 3/4, but then we have to divide that by 2. So well, that'd be 2 3/4 minus 1 3/4 would be 1. So we need it to be about a 1/2 inch. And we can go with this length right here of, again, 0.875 times 2. Okay, and then we want to go from this edge here to that edge there is, can't do that. I picked the wrong edge, and it created an edge there, so I need to grab, I'm going to have to get some, I'm going to have to show the constraints. Okay, and you can see there's a constraint right here. Let's delete that, and then we'll delete these constraints. And then I'm going to have to delete them until they don't show up anymore. And then we should be able to see, I don't know why that particular line, I want this one down here, and actually that line can probably go away. Whoops, got the wrong one, sorry. I better be careful here now. I don't want something going away that doesn't really need to go away. And I'll just go ahead and take that line out. It really should have been up here, so I'll just draw a new line in there. Okay. Well, the only thing about that one that we know, oh, let's see, we didn't get the endpoint over here, so I'm going to go ahead and create a constraint, and we'll use, if I can get it to hold in there, coincident, this endpoint and that endpoint. Okay, so now we're constrained, and let's hide all constraints. And let's see, I want to check that again. Let's show all constraints. This is showing that it is horizontal, so we're good there. So I want to do a dimension from here to here, we'll say, and that wants to be 3/4 of an inch. Now notice that both lines are still green, but this particular line here is not on that edge yet, so we need to create another constraint of collinear, or you could do coincident, but I can get it to stay there. Collinear, I want this line and that line to be the same. So we're in good shape there. Now I can go in there and create, or take these two lines and make them construction. Okay, and then Yes, I think that's about it. Yep. And it does say it's fully defined. But now what I want to do is go ahead and create a circle. And if you want, you can snap right to that center point and go out here. And that's already created as a, it's constrained. So I'll trim. I want to trim out this, that, and then I can just delete this line. Now notice it's no longer constrained, so I better put some dimensions in there. I can put a dimension from here to here, and that is, it's right, but it just wasn't constrained. And I'll do this. It's still not constrained all the way, so I'll go ahead and cancel that and create a constraint of tangent. Make this line and this arc tangent, and now it's fully constrained. So I'm finished with the sketch. Then what I'll do is I'll do an extrude. I need to flip the direction, and then I just want to say to next, and it'll go to that plane right there. I could have said just 2 and pick that face. It does the same thing. Okay, and hit OK. And there you can see we've got that created. So that's how I would get that started. And by the way, if you want, you can get this plane and turn off the visibility. That might help you. So now we want to go in there and just punch that hole through. So we better save here real quick. And we'll punch the hole through. And this time we want to go concentric. So we'll go, oops, I'm sorry, that's outside the purview of the screen. We want to go concentric. It's asking for a plane. We want this plane right here. We want it to be concentric with anything that's circular in this shape. It is just a simple hole. It is not threaded, so we'll turn that off. And we want to give a diameter here of 7/8. Again, you can just type in the fraction if you wish. And then we don't want to go through all, and I'll show you why here. If you say through all, it actually goes through this bottom because that is extended through the whole thing. So you don't want that to happen. So I'll go back in there and right click on this feature, and I'll go back, instead of through all, I'm going to say 2, and I'm going to rotate this around and pick the bottom surface. That's as far as I want that to go. And that takes care of that. Okay, so it's no longer cutting through this piece. So I can hit save. Then I'll finish out my fillets. Okay, and it's still set on 1/8 inch. So I'll go around the top edge here. Actually, I want to go around this edge first, I think. Apply that. Then I'll go around the top and apply that. And I think that's it. This edge is actually machined, and the bottom is machined. Of course, you don't fill it the hole because it was cut out as well. So that takes care of it. And that is the control block.